Morning, all. Monday morning and all, but and it's the 28th. But we're doing Christmas today here, so I'll be down for a couple hours here. So I wanted to get the news of the day done early for all you fine people, starting with the fact that Corey Perry will rock this bad boy. Now, 1 year, $750,000. I'd like to thank Montreal for this. So it was tough for me for the last year cheering for Corey Perry as a member of Dallas, and I was never a Corey Perry fan. So I would like to thank Montreal. I was thinking, he's going to end up in Boston and then he's going to go to Vancouver. So he signs a 1 year, $750,000 contract. All kidding aside, just think about it. Now they can roll Gallagher and then Perry. Montreal's not going to be easy to play against, and it feels like the Canadian division, which is the North, but I'm always going to call it the Canadian division because the North just doesn't sound right. But the Canadian division seems to be collecting players who are, shall we say, agitators. And this is going to be, and I've said, a hotly contentious division. This is going to be, every divisional matchup is going to be fun to watch. And I'm not saying that there's going to be a fight every night, but there could be. I'm not saying that there will be because it really hasn't been fighting at that level in hockey in a long time. Henrik Lundqvist, there is no spin on this one. He's undergoing open heart surgery. He shared that this morning, and so all the best wishes go to him. From what he said, it sounds like it's one of those. It's not serious, but it is, because if it's open heart, that's something that is always going to carry risk with it. So here's to hoping that everything's okay for Lundqvist. And it also, as soon as I read that, I thought, okay, so he's probably not coming back. There's a good chance that we may have seen him play his last game. And yeah, so all the best to him. And hopefully he comes through this with flying colors. But his concern now is not hockey. He's not really concerned with the whole hockey thing right now. Mike Hoffman has got an agreement in place with St. Louis, but they're waiting until they get Steen and they get Tarasenko onto the LTIR. And apparently it's between 3 and 4.5, like between 3.5 and 4.5 million dollars for the 1 year. So Hoffman gets a 1 year contract, and this is what we're going through now, where all these guys are signing 1 year deals. So next summer, they're all going to be free agents. So these guys are signing deals December 28th, and they're going to be free agents July 28th. So these are kind of 7-month deals. And yeah, $4.5 million for 7 months, not bad. And then he can cash in next summer. Or just sign another 1 year deal, and we'll see guys signing these kinds of contracts until economically the NHL is in better shape. So yeah, there are some people saying, well, how is this not cap circumvention? This has been going on for years, and it's just not. Teams have been using LTIR to get around the cap since the salary cap was brought in, and that was an allowance for it. So it's not circumvention, and good on the Blues for figuring out a way to absorb the loss of Tarasenko. Hoffman will score you as many goals as Tarasenko at this stage. Yeah, so, good luck to him and to the Blues. Big game last night. I watched the last 14 minutes of the third period, and the Czechs must have watched the Slovaks earlier that day and said, oh, we can do that. So I will say this, that might have been some of the worst officiating I've ever seen, and I'm just going to leave it at that. If you watch the game, you might know what I'm talking about. But there were some moments where I went, that probably should have been a penalty, and that was a penalty. Oh, okay. Well, how can that be a penalty when that one wasn't? But Lucas Perrick steals the show. He gets the shutout with Russia. I think they said that was the first time the Czechs had shut the Russians out at the World Juniors since 2000. So it's been a long time, and so both Slovakia and the Czech Republic have said, hey, we're not going to just roll over. So that's good news for basically everybody who watches the World Juniors, because I was starting to worry that this was just going to be a steamroll of the 4 or 5 favorites, and the Czechs went, nope. And some of the Russians kind of had their struggles, but this was really a great game by Perrick, and There were some questionable things going on out there, but you know, it's just it's the World Juniors, and you're going to have games like that. So Tampa, they make the trade last night to pick up dead money, and so they've already announced Marian Gaborik and Anders Nilsson will miss the entire season. So with Anders Nilsson, you have to think that his concussion is career-threatening. That this is now something that, I mean, he hasn't played now in over a year, and he's not going to play this season. It's career-threatening. So again, all the best to Anders Nilsson, and hopefully he can come back and play at some point. But I'm starting to think this probably isn't going to happen. And for people who are wondering where the news is on Barzal or Dubois, I haven't seen any. Closest I get is news saying Barzal and the Islanders are talking all the time, and they're not close. They're not close on a contract. And I don't know what else to say on that other than, hey, you've got very little time here. It is expected, though, that Barzal and Dubois, I believe, are both attending training camp. It's just a matter of getting the contracts done. So that's the good news of it, is that they're not saying, well, forget it, I'm not showing up. As far as I know, anyways, I heard Barzal's coming in. I would imagine Dubois is as well for training camp. So hopefully those get done soon, and then we can just put most of our energy into what's going on the ice. There'll always be some of the energy into what's going on off the ice, what kind of signings are happening, when's this trade coming, that kind of stuff. But by 2 weeks from now, I'll go ahead and say, yeah, we'll be pretty ready for the start of the season. And for Montreal Canadiens fans, you have to be excited about what Marc Bergevin's done in the offseason. And now it's a matter of seeing whether or not it works. All these new players added, all these things changed for Montreal. Will they work? Which pieces will work? Which pieces will struggle with this team? It's going to be an interesting season to watch. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section below as always. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through. You just happened upon this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, for all your support. I'll talk to you again soon.